new. I try things all the time. Back when I started streaming in, what was it? End of 2020, I want to say. And I regularly did a news thing. I actually spent 4 hours a day at the time researching IT news, and this is kind of CTO-ish kind of thing about me that I like to do. I like to keep tabs on all of the trends and stuff, but I also like to get my hands dirty, like too dirty actually. so I don't have a lot of time. So what we decided to do is recently I decided we're going to go back to news, but we're going to do news once a week. So we're going to do like weekly weird news, but RWX Rob style. And I'm a big fan, by the way, of that particular show. And they do a great job of covering the weird things and the industry things, things that would be interesting to this community. And that, by the way, includes personal successes. In fact, we have we don't have a success report, but we do have someone who's going for an interview. So if you are in the community, this is going to be on YouTube. So if you are watching this and you're like, man, I feel like I'm missing out because I can't sit there and watch all day. I don't know what's going on. And you've been mad at me, maybe secretly, like you're cursing me, or not so secretly, because I don't have a schedule and all that stuff. I go back and forth between having a schedule because it feels to me like I'm locked down and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to talk about the schedule in a second, but I just wanted to invite everybody to share your news. And we'll make a spot for it on Discord, which, yes, I'm keeping Discord. I'm going to talk about that too. And we're going to just have a way for us to discuss the news of the week in one session. It's going to be Wednesday nights, 9 to 12. So this is a 3-hour session, which should be plenty long. And we'll just be talking about things. And then what I'll be doing is I'm making, one-off videos about the relevant pieces during that time. And those will pop up on YouTube. So none of this stuff ever is going to get saved on Twitch, just so you know. I watch Twitch regularly on my phone myself, and I sometimes regret that I don't have the VODs up there for people to watch, but it's just better to have it all in just one place. So you can find the videos up on YouTube, including this one. This will be in its own playlist. It'll be just news, and you can go there. That includes stream news, it includes industry news, and personal successes and news from the community as well. So with that, I'm just going to jump right in. I'm going to try to keep them, under 10 minutes, because a lot of people, you're busy. And this is also something I want you to be able to just listen to while you're driving to work or whatever. You just want to catch up with what's up, and maybe point you to some other videos that are interesting that happened during the week or something like that. And I can kind of do that. I'm still just kind of hitting my stride here, because I don't have a list of all the videos that I made over the last week, but that's one of the things I'm actually going to include in the news summary, is all of the videos that have been made since last week. So I will give like a 10-second, 30-second blurb about every video that I made this week, and then you can make a decision about whether you want to go dig it up. So this is the one playlist to follow of all of them, because it's going to have everything that's happened since the last week summarized as quickly as possible, and then you can go dig in and for the other stuff if you want to do that. All right, so having said that, this is going to be the first video, so hopefully people will pick it up first in the news section. Let's talk about it first. So first thing, I actually spent quite a bit of time getting YouTube to work again. So let me just show you this really quick. This is Google Calendar actually working. The blue stuff is stuff you're not going to see. This is stuff from my own personal calendar. This is safe enough for me to show you. The gold stuff is all from my latest attempt at a schedule. Anybody who knows me knows that is a problem, because I get all scheduled and I feel locked down, and hell no, I'm going to delete all my schedules. Or people expect me to actually be here when I'm setting my schedule, and I'm like, no, this is my schedule. I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. I get angry and I delete it. I apologize. It's hard. It's hard to keep a schedule like that, and I have family, and to try to train for. And that's actually another reason I like this now, because just in case you're wondering, this entire schedule is in front of my face all day, every day, right there on the screen above this main screen here. And so it reminds me every time where I have to be, when I'm going to be there, et cetera, et cetera. And that is a new thing I'm going to try now that I don't have to dedicate that window to YouTube. I'm not streaming to YouTube anymore. I don't know that that's news, but I need to probably put this here just in case you haven't heard. No longer streaming to YouTube. And I'll talk about that later. Okay, so let's do this. So the code. What is it? What does that look like for you? Okay, so if you go to the stream, and the best way for me to show, you know what, your eyes are gonna burn out. So let me just show you really quick. If you go to rtxrob.tv, here's what you find. The really great thing about this is I can send you or anyone to the same place. So you want my schedule? rtxrob.tv. All right. So you go to rtxrob.tv. And boom, that's it. It redirects to Twitch. By the way, don't put HTTPS in front of it. It's still on the lame, redirect thing from Namecheap. I have to change that out. I'll fix that eventually. But for right now, just put rtxrob.tv in there and it will do the right thing, even though it's not HTTPS. And so there's me, gesticulating over here, doing my thing. But here's what I want to show you. So look at this, how pretty this is, right? So I was really, 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 really bummed when this extension broke for whatever reason, and I don't know if it was user error on my part or the extension. I think it's probably the best extension that's ever been made for Twitch. I love it. For this reason alone, I'm going to stay on Twitch because you can go ahead and I can show everything here, right? And you can color code these, by the way, if you want to know how to do that. You just, in the description, not the title, I screwed that up. So in the description, if you put the same word in there, you can actually add a word there, and it will color code everything from the extender thing. And I won't get into it, but if you want help doing that, I can show you how to do it if you're a streamer. And then of course, if you hover over them, they'll tell you what's here and everything. You'll notice that the other hidden stuff like my sleep schedule and eating and running and meetings and stuff are not here. So this is just let me give you a really brief breakdown on the colors and stuff. So the red means I'm working as fast as possible. I'm not answering questions, right? I'm actually literally being paid, and it just so happens that I'm able to do my job and stream at the same time. So that's co-working. That's what that means to me. That means, unfortunately, a lot of times that you're going to get left hanging, or I've had people tell me, you're going too fast, I can't keep up. And then I'm sorry, that's not the time for me. That's the time for me to make money, which means to do things really, really fast, including tomorrow's PyTorch Kubernetes working. This is another thing I want to do during the news is I want to talk about the schedule that's upcoming for the next week and the current schedule about what I have been working on. This involves, the videos that are out there. So I can actually, review the schedule from last week for you. I've been doing a lot of Jupyter Hub stuff. Let me just put that here. I'm going to do a schedule review of last week's streams. You can tell I'm kind of shooting from the hip on some of this stuff this first time. Did you find the link? So great. ZETID, you found the link for the Educate Free thing? Okay. So this last week, we made a lot of breakthroughs. We've got Jupyter Hub and Kubernetes working. I have it so that you can pass individual images. This is not something I've found anywhere on the internet so far. So that's all in a lab. You can go watch videos about that. If you have specific questions, let me know. But there's a GitHub lab you can go look at for that if you want to reproduce that in your own Kubernetes environment. You want to have Jupyter Hub running in there, allowing people to specify their own images from your whatever registry, actually, external or internal. It works, and you can set the memory constraints and the thing through the customized form, that template form that we tweaked. If you're interested, tomorrow and for the next few days, I'm going to be focused entirely on PyTorch. Specifically the NVIDIA PyTorch image, which came from, which is, the premier way to do machine learning. Everybody knows I'm a machine learning high performance computing cluster administrator. And so the stuff that I do, the Kubernetes kind of stuff I do is really fundamentally flavored towards machine learning. So, you're going to see a lot. I don't know a lot of machine learning myself. People can laugh at me, but the PyTorch stuff has been really interesting. I've been really studying that. I've been looking at NGC, which is the NVIDIA cloud thing. So that's coming. All right. Next thing. So let me go through the schedule real quick while we're here. So Zettelkasten, I'm gonna be coding on the Zettelkasten Bash project, adding little tweaks and stuff. If you want to watch me bash code, that'll be tomorrow night. I'm going to be doing some boost writing. I put writing here because if I put boost here, people think I'm doing a boost. I'm not doing a beginner boost. I'm going to be writing the content for the beginner material on all of my badges and my diagrams and everything like that. I mean, I think you've probably seen it. If you haven't, there's several videos of me doing that. But I want you to see when that writing is happening. Most of the time when it says writing, I'm going to be working on boost content, getting it ready. So if you want to chime in for that. Right now I'm doing a lot of diagramming because I'm trying to map out the dependencies between all of the things. And there's a thing called... I should probably put that on here. OCMS starting up. So the OCMS is the Open Credential Merit System. So I did a video on this. I did a Zettelkasten on this. I don't think I did a video on this actually. So this is my new formal way to call boost badges before. It's based on the scouting program originally, but with levels for each credential, and then being able to composite the credentials together as if you were doing software, and then building those all in. And that's what the diagrams are all about. So if you want to follow along in the creation of the open credential system, let me know. And it's going to be very flavored for my, beginner boost and stuff I've been doing for SkillStack for 10 years. But if you want to use the OCMS system, I actually registered at ocms.org. It just came through just today. I had to get special approval to do it. Yeah, they won't give you an ocms.cc. They won't give you a CC domain unless you specially request it. And I did. I got one. So I have ocms.cc. It's going to be the new home for the Open Credential Merit System. If you want to participate in that, I've already written the specification for the badge, for the credential/badge, and the YAML format to do that. If you want to start writing your own, please, stay tuned for that. If you want to know when that's going to be during the writing time. And I'm probably going to pop, I'm not promising anything, but I'm going to probably pop up some more work related to that on Saturday and Sunday, whenever I have free time. Again, the reason I want you to go to rbxrob.tv and look at this schedule is because it's frequently changing, like in the minute, and sometimes I have to delete things or have to truncate things or I have conflicts and stuff. So that's going to be one-stop shopping for everything. And I tried to use the Twitch system. I don't know if you noticed this, but if you go to /schedule now, I've just punted. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. So as you can see here, I stopped doing this. I think we're going to get stopped in the middle of this. We're on 47 hours and 35 minutes. I think we're going to get killed at 48 hours. Yeah, stream. I just realized how long the stream was going. So anyway, we'll find out. So I just says here, it says see Google schedule extension, because I don't want people to get misdirected on that. This might actually be a little bit longer than 10 minutes since it's the first news I've done in a long time. All right. So please be patient with me. What else we got here? So I think that covers the calendar pretty well. What else we got? Kubernetes co-learning. This is just me studying for my own CCAT and CKA and stuff like that, and doing my own sort of unstructured learning. If you want to join in, you can. It's a great way to ask questions and stuff like that, and I'll try to catch you up. But if you're going to be asking me about like how do I install Docker and stuff, I might be able to point you in the right direction really quick, but I'm not going to focus on that. It's co-learning, which means I'm not instructing you about how to do it. I'm doing stuff I need to do. And if you happen to be in the same place as me and you need to learn that stuff too, then we can study it together. Right now, the focus of Kubernetes co-learning is on, I've been doing lots of node stuff. In fact, I might have to get out of this one pretty early. The Kubernetes co-learning for Friday. I've been all about setting up nodes lately. So I've been studying Talos, and we're going to talk about that. And a bunch of ways of like practicing, kubeadm and the new cluster API and, clusterctl and things like that. So if you want to struggle with me to learn some of this stuff or to see what I've already learned and exchange ideas and stuff, can come on and talk about that. And that's the place to talk about that. All right, Conf Go. This is me trying to keep my Go skills fresh. I learned Go in 2014, and then I've coded on and off lots and lots of Go projects, but I don't code it every day for work. And this is me trying to keep my Go skills fresh. I don't want to lose it. So I'll be working on the conf-go project some more, and you can watch the videos on that. That is a central. It's a central project for me that uses interfaces properly and things like that, so that people can create conf.go implementers that provide configuration data in sort of a config map way that's not associated with Kubernetes in any way. So more writing and co-working. So that's it. This is probably going to be all the stuff for work that I need to do for the next day. Okay, that's that. Let's go back. So I talked about the Open Credential Merit System. If you have questions, let me know. AMA back on Wednesdays 9 to 12. We talked about that. Partially paralleled, the lack of engineers keeping some firms out of the cloud. That is the one. Louis Senti found it. Can I steal that link? Copy link. Thank you for helping, you guys. Those are the links that I have not been able to find. I'm going to put related down here. So they're finding the links. This is the Wall Street Junior article. Did I say Wall Street Junior? The Wall Street Junior. No, this is the article. So I'll put that link in there, and it'll get taken out when this gets published. So this should be in the show notes, by the way. All this stuff is in the show notes. It's going to end up in the show notes using my rather magical Zet the little cast script, which is in Zet. If you want to understand how that works, you can talk coming on that day. And there was another link too, the free education for AWS. Copy link address. So the article is Wall Street Junior is Chucky the Slasher doll in a suit. Oh, my community is the best, man. It's rhetorical. Please don't be offended if you're not in my community. I swear I have to tell everybody things are jokes so they take them too serious. So yeah, that's AWS Educate is up, and I'm not sponsored by anybody other than you. So I don't have any, that might change one day, but for now it's not. So I tell you that because when I talk about using AWS to educate, I'm not saying I condone AWS. I'm probably going to learn GCP before I learn AWS, but I have to say that. All right. Keeping Discord. Okay, so I'm going to be very short on this. I might have to make a video on it. I made a big, long, overblown, sort of weepy video, which you can go back and watch, about how come I was getting rid of Discord. And the reason for that is because there was some really seriously disturbing stuff that was posted in not just there, but in all over the place. And it was mostly because of images and stuff. So I want to tell you what's going on there. So I am keeping Discord because it's just too much work to get rid of it, and there's just way too much good stuff there. We have a huge community there. I've taken up the security. I put all this in the announcements to send it to everybody on the news channel within Discord. I shut it down so nobody can post anything. You cannot post pictures to Discord anymore. It's like a glorified, you can post links to pictures, which is fine, right? And people can follow the link if they want to, they can be prepared, but the way it was before, everybody had to see that stuff and they got it in their notifications. That's not okay. I can't believe that was ever enabled by default. In fact, I'm sort of angry that Discord allows the posting of media pictures by default. That's just so wrong. I mean, I was looking at it kind of like an IRC situation where, yeah, sure, you control with messages and stuff, but you can't force somebody to see some really disturbing stuff. So I got rid of that. That's not going to be back. You have to be 10 minutes or more or something like that. I haven't gone so far as to say you have to have a phone number registered. I don't feel like that's appropriate. I don't like violating people's privacy there. But I'm going to be responding to Discord. So depending on how much time I have tonight, actually, for the rest of the night, I won't do it on this video on YouTube. I'm not going to respond to all the Discord immediately here. But if there is a Discord question out there, I will make a video about that question. So look for those. I don't know if they'll just be in general or they're just going to, I don't know how I'm going to organize those. So we'll have to think about that. But if you want to be a participant in the live response to the Discord, and originally I was like, oh, I'm going to look at the Discord every day. And I'm like, no, that's not happening. I'm just not doing it. It's just because it just weighs on me too much. So I'm going to use this AMA time, this 3 hours here, to go through the Discord openly with everybody while the stream, is up. And I won't put the Discord on the screen. I'll read it from off screen. But in case people discover they want to troll or something, and then we'll talk about it and we'll answer those questions as much as I can, and I'll try to get through all of the stuff that's been posted to Discord since the beginning, most of which I haven't responded to in years, months at least. So I'm keeping it, and the main reason I'm keeping it is because I haven't made any progress on matrix.org, which I really love. Slack costs money, costs money, perhaps one day. So. Actually, the reason I want to do Slack is because I want to have people start. Well, I know we usually do IRC. So matrix.org has an IRC bridge. There's LibreChat. We've had IRC for a long time. In fact, I use WeChat right now. I'm going to put no progress on matrix.org/IRC. My community, the main source of chat will be matrix.org. That will be the main thing. And we won't be doing a Discord bridge because I don't know if you can even bridge Discord to Matrix. So I'm going to be maintaining multiple chats. It's a problem for me, but if we do it on Wednesdays, I'm probably okay with that. I do want a LibreChat IRC, but rather than doing a LibreChat IRC, I would rather bridge the Matrix stuff and use an IRC client instead. It's an open, distributed, secured environment. IRC is not. I love IRC. You guys know I do, but And you should learn to use IRC because there's a lot of good content, including Dennis, by the way. So I found out this week. I should probably put that here. Dennis, I'm going to put that in our thing. Last Miles is streaming to YouTube, but I invite /IRC only. So this is news for you. Those of you who like Last Miles, and I do. Somebody told me this week that he's not on YouTube. I mean, he's not on public YouTube, but he does stream. But he streams in unlisted messages, and he posts the titles. He posts the links to the unlisted stuff in his IRC. So I don't have his IRC currently, and I would never dream of posting it here until. And, I got to talk to him and ask him about it. But I think it's brilliant, frankly, because he's taken his whole community offline and yet still public. So he's using IRC, and he still has a very active community apparently, and he's streaming, but you're not going to see any of it on YouTube or Twitch, which means he can do all the things that he kept getting banned for. So more power to him. I'm super glad that he's doing that. So if you want to find Mr. Last Miles, Dennis, by the way, is one of the core contributors to the original PowerPC chip architecture, C coding. He's coded low level kernel stuff for RISC-V, and he's probably had lots to say about the new RISC-V stuff coming out and the Intel purchase and blah 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 of the company. I'm sure I want to tune into him. I'm going to go figure out how to get in there because I want to get what his opinions are on a lot of that stuff related to Kubernetes on silicon, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, Slack costs money. And if you don't know about matrix.org, go check it out. It's a distributed, highly secure encrypted chat method. And yeah, I think the streaming setup that he's using is brilliant, actually. Yeah, the people are invested still get the content. Absolutely. I want to make an entire video. I probably will once I figure this out. Because I mean, we've all been struggling with this. How do we keep our communities? But how do we have the freedom to do whatever, right? And so he's probably playing movies and stuff too, and nobody cares. Why? Because it never hits the public, right? So he can like co-stream and do whatever. It's absolutely brilliant. I kind of want to do it. And in fact, I might have some of those every once in a while where we watch a movie together, and I might try it. I probably shouldn't say that too publicly now, but because we could literally, like, I could watch like full segments within copyright law of cyber war or that one scene from Mr. Robot, right? But if I do it in an unlisted thing and I post it to the chat and say, hey, come watch this with us, we can all be in there together, and nothing's gonna go wrong there. And another thing I could do is actually I could turn dual streaming back on, and I could just turn that on YouTube for that one time, and then it would be an undisclosed stream. But for the Twitch people, they could watch it. The problem with that is that the Twitch people probably still don't want you to do this stuff publicly, even though you don't have VODs. So just so you know, if you don't make a VOD on Twitch, you're kind of okay. It's when you make a VOD that's got music or other content in it, that's when they come after you, because that's when all the DCMA people come after you too. And there's laws that govern that are outside of Twitch's control, particularly in Germany, regarding all kinds of stuff. So YouTube bots crawl unlisted videos, but Discord doesn't give a crap what you stream. Right. If you post the video, but see, I don't think YouTube's bots crawl unlisted videos. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't know. So, it's not a priority right now. I'm still focused on most of the stuff that's okay to stream, but I do play music on that eventually somebody might say, don't do that, and I'll just stop. Another reason I stopped streaming to YouTube, and I did I put this here? Oh, here we go. Another reason I'm not streaming to YouTube anymore is because honestly, I mean, it's kind of a civil disobedience thing. I didn't really mind doing the dual streaming stuff, but YouTube was just screwing up a lot. I made a video about that. They kept publishing videos of my live stream because I was sending them data, even though I didn't authorize the creation of a stream. And so somewhere along the line, they changed the internals on that, and that got me in super big trouble. Now I have a copyright warning. It's not a strike. I have a copyright warning because they decided to start publishing my stream content, even though I didn't activate a new live stream. because I was sending it to the source. Twitch is, more intelligently, actually, they automatically stream if you send them data, period. There's no extra step for turning the stream on. If you're sending them data, and the expectation with YouTube was built up that they would not do that. So I was sending all the data to YouTube, and I felt safe knowing that until I click on start stream, nothing. It was annoying, right? Because I just wanted it to just start. I didn't want to have to set up the stream and everything every time. And then all of a sudden they got rid of it. I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden they started publishing my videos that were just, fish and music and giving me copyright strikes. And I was like, not strike, but warning. And so I was like, I can't do that anymore. I got to stop. So now I just stream to Twitch. I just post videos to YouTube, and I'm pretty much within the boundaries for affiliate. And I am going to go ahead and apply for partner for Twitch, not for the money. It's never been about the money. It's about the exposure. I want people to get, not me, but I want them to meet our community. People have gotten jobs after job after job, including me, from people that they met here in our community. And the reason that you have to play the game of marketing and all that jazz is because they won't put your video in front of people's faces unless you do. So that's why, if you want to know why I'm selling out and going for partner, and that's why I'm doing it. So I'll put that in here. We'll pursue Twitch partner for the exposure. Now they may not like that. It's gonna be hard for me to get partnered with them because I don't have any saved content there at all. But we'll see. I mean, if they don't give it to me, that's fine. I mean, there's, that they may. Twitch is really fickle, so who knows? If they don't do it, I'm not gonna die. Oh God, he did. Oh my God. That's super cool. On an unrelated note, Dennis also played saxophone with Vaneglis back in the day. Just search for Dennis on the page. The friends of Mr. Cairo. Oh my God, this is super cool. That is like crazy. I want to put that in here. Yeah, I'm gonna put Dennis played with Vaneglis. I'm gonna put it in here. Dennis is gonna laugh at me. Dennis, if you watch this, dude, I miss you bad. I really do. I know. Dumbasses on GitHub notwithstanding, making sexual jokes about my love of Dennis, and I was like, really, with their own account, by the way, with their actual real life GitHub account, they're posting sexual innuendo, abusive issues. They did. This is 3 weeks ago, so it's not news anymore. It's not news for this week. It's just dumbass Twitch drama. I am so tired of the Twitch drama. All right, we're not gonna talk about Twitch drama today. This is news. When is Twitch drama not in the news, right? So I mean, but that's good. Industry wide. So let's talk about news from the industry really quick. So Kubecon LA is happening this week. We've had people who have openly said that they're participating in Kubecon in several capacities. There's at least one keynote presenter in our community who is available here. You can come chat with them on Twitch or in Twitch IRC. By the way, if you want to use IRC and you don't want to use Twitch, if you want to use Twitch without the Twitch, there's a whole section on that called Twitch without the Twitch. I made videos about that on the About page. So rwxrob.tv. Go find Twitch without Twitch, and you can use MPV and IRC. And you don't even have to open Twitch if you don't want to. And then you can use WeChat or whatever your favorite one is. So I did ask about the videos because I was looking forward to watching the videos for KubeCon LA, and it turns out the videos are not going to be around for at least a month. So that makes sense, right? Because you got people registering and stuff. So when that comes up, ironically, last week we actually watched a KubeCon. Was that 2 days ago? We watched a KubeCon EU presentation on RISC-V architecture, and and we talked a lot about Kubernetes on Silicon on Metal, and so there's a video about that in my playlist on YouTube if you want to go look that up. It's super interesting stuff. Speaking of which, this has all been coming about because of all of this stuff came out of my Kubernetes co-learning streams. Because I'm trying to get a handle on, I got a whole bunch of old hardware. I got a whole bunch of Mac Minis and some what are they? Some Tridents, GPU small gaming system stuff, and also Raspberry Pi. And I've been trying to what am I gonna do with this hardware? And a good friend of mine, Billy, actually mentioned Telus to me like 2 months ago, and I went looking into it again. And I got from independent research. I was also told about it. Talus is it's a Linux distro that runs on bare metal. That's 100% ephemeral, and you can go look about it. We did a whole video on it. Super cool. The big news is that they excuse me, they're at KubeCon LA, and they renamed it Sidero. And I have a meeting with Katie, who reached out to me actually. She's from Telus on Monday, so I'll have some more information about that. Hopefully, I can get some swag. This is everything that I did a lot of review. I stalked the contributors. I looked at all the source code, everything about them. They support ARM. They got some full support for all the GPUs that are out there and everything, and they have no SSH. It's entirely done through a gRPC MTLS API. It's just amazing, and I really wanna look at that. So this is pretty big news. I don't know if there was a Series A funding round or Series B funding that came during that time. It would be interesting, financially to see what's going on with this Sidero, the company. It's actually now called renamed to Sidero, and Sidero Metal is the name. So, and those names actually have quite a bit of meaning behind them, which I always appreciate. So you can go check them out. Again, I'm not being paid by them at all. So far I've found that technology very interesting. I haven't successfully deployed it. I probably have a lot of things to complain about eventually, as usual. But I go look at it. It's pretty cool. I personally, not knowing, I'm very big of a noob this year to cloud and cloud native, particularly in the Kubernetes space. And I can tell you, I personally think this is where the whole industry is going. I think the industry is going to Kubernetes on Metal so that you can manage all your computers. And tomorrow, just to give you a sense, on Friday, I have to go uncordon and I don't have to, but I'm pairing with a guy who does it all the time to uncordon and to drain Kubernetes nodes just so that we can reboot the machines and bring them back online with new RAM or something in them. And the whole time I'm doing it and thinking about it, I'm thinking, if this hardware was managed using the Kubernetes type API, we could just take the whole thing down and do them all in one shot, and there would be no need for that. We could do all of that in one command or two commands, and that relates to the whole cluster API stuff. So the cluster API stuff was actually more than a week ago. So if you don't know about it, go look about it, go read about it. What is it? clusterctl 1.0. Out on October 6th. So they have an official, there's mixed feelings about this from the people who know more than I do, but on October 6th, I guess October 6th, you might want to go see that. It's pretty cool. On Metal. What does on Metal mean? They talk about that a lot in those other videos. I kind of want to keep it to it just means that there is a bare bones OS that is running nothing but the Kubernetes code and talks only via API. That's what it means. So Kubernetes on Metal as opposed to, So and it's not on a hypervisor. It's not Kubernetes running in a virtualized machine. It's an operating system that is Kubernetes aware. So it gets rid of the 30% performance hit, which we talked about in another video. Somebody pointed, Lucenti, I think you pointed out, right? There's research on that. There's like a 30% hit for running it over a VM. And if you got a Raspberry Pi and a Minikube, and Mac Minis that you want to put the leftovers from school and stuff, if you want to, you don't want a 30% overhead for a VM that you don't need. So you don't necessarily want to use Proxmox or whatever or OpenStack and then run Kubernetes on top of that. The tendency is going to be remove those layers, I think, and just go straight with something like a Talos OS. I don't know if it's going to win. It's very, very hot edge kind of space there. I don't know that Talus is boasting all kinds of production deployments already. So they got business cases over there on their website and everything. I would definitely read up on it. Yeah, if you could do it, why wouldn't you? Yeah, because I just need Kubernetes. I don't care about it. You have a bunch of Raspberry Pis that I mess around with. Maybe I'll experiment. When I saw that Talus had top priority support for ARM and specific projects for using Raspberry Pi clusters, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. They just like on so many levels, they just seem to have the same priorities that I appreciate. And not to mention the fact that they got as soon as they started liking their project and posted a little bit of a Zettelkasten note about it, I got immediate response from their Slack from somebody that reached out to me and said, hey, what's going on? So I mean, it's been so compelling. I've been like, I wonder if they're hiring. Because I don't know anything about the company. It's really premature to say something like that. And I love my job, but seriously, so that was spent on my mind this week a lot. So Amazon giving away cloud education for free. We talked about that. The links are down here. Wall Street Journal article about lack of cloud professionals. Yeah, and the only thing, the one highlight from this, the median salary for a cloud professional, according to this Wall Street Journal article, if not one of the other ones that's related to it, was $172,000 median salary because they can't get people who know these skills. So skill up people. I mean, come on. I mean, even a bad job in the cloud native space like that. Oh, I'm only making $110,000 a year or whatever. I'm only making even 90 as a beginner, right? I mean, God, I can't believe people were not learning this stuff. I learn the command line, and I'm working my hardest to get you a schedule so we can, start covering the basis of the, and there's lots of other streamers that are covering this too. Alt F4 is another streamer on Twitch who's been covering a lot of DevOps Kubernetes stuff. The stuff that he's covering is more DevOpsy, and he happens to like, types of Linux and different applications and things that I don't like at all. But he does talk a lot about, today he was going through the roadmap. I happen to notice, and so there are a lot of other Twitch streamers and there's YouTubers out there that'll help you get through this, and so you can go there. What about a cliffhanger? Raspberry Pi. So anyway, there are lots of things that we don't agree on. I mean, but I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on the things that we do agree on. And he agrees that everybody needs to look at this DevOps stuff. One of the things that I do want to talk about in Kubernetes co-learning stream, so if you want to come back from it, again, this is Friday, 12 to 3. I want to talk a lot about directing your Kubernetes learning based on whether you want to be a certified Kubernetes, CCAD, applications developer, or you want to be an admin, but also whether we lost our Twitch stream because I hit the 48-hour mark, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit, we're going to talk about what you should do with Kubernetes in general, and whether, you want to support machine learning clusters, what type of clusters do you want to support? And that's going to be a new question. So what type of clusters do you might want to support? Well, that's probably a sign from the Twitch gods that it's time for me to stop and save this video. I'll be publishing this video, and you can go ahead and take a look at. But put questions in the comments. Please be kind, and let us know, and we'll go from there. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.